That boy just drank ketchup.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Comic Cave Podcast. My name is Chris, along with my head of life mate, Mr.
Russ.
And also,
I'm back again.
he's back again. This time we found him looking at Mary Jane naked. Anyway, on today's episode, we will be discussing indie comics. They don't get much respect, but on this podcast, they will. Coming up next on Comic Cave Podcast. Alright everyone, welcome back to another exciting edition of Comic Cave Podcast. My name is Chris, and today we'll be discussing indie comics. Now Russell, you've been wanting to talk about this forever, because we always talk about the big two on here, but indie people, we're going ECW in this motherfucker.
And I think the indie comics are what's going to be coming up more and more.
And even though your boy, well not your personal boy, but your boy wasn't Eric July, he's got his own comic company coming out.
That's true, yeah.
So keep on the lookout for that, and this one's supposed to bring comics back to where they formerly were. Awesome.
We'll see.
With all this political crap in the way. But let's start off with Russell, since he's like the big advocate around here in the Comic Cave Podcast for indie comics. Russell, let's talk about your indie comics.
I'm a little proud of myself because I've gotten both of y'all to read some indie comics as of recently. Let's start with Saga, if y'all don't mind. I love Saga, but you recently caught up on Saga. Mm-hmm. So, are we talking about, how are we doing this? Just indie comics, like just the top indie comics that impress us?
Let's just talk about indie comics, the ones that we like, and the ones that people should read out there.
All right, so this is going to be my top list. All right, Saga. Saga is definitely one of my top comics right now. Let's get into it a little bit. So what you started picking, when did you pick it up?
Picked it up, I think it was either 2020 or 2021, because we had a conversation about it. I purchased it, but I never just got around to it. But talking to you, like,
when you say you purchased it, you mean you bought a digital copy?
Yes.
That's not.
Hey, where are your comics at? I can pull mine up.
I own the whole collection.
The whole collection. Just click. But in terms of, I'm glad that you got me to read it, because when I tell you it was a journey, it was a good journey, and I'm waiting for. You need to bring it out like Hunter x Hunter. Just hurry up, stop doing what you're doing, and just continue the franchise.
I do think that the franchise is coming close-ish to an end. It's been going on for a little while now. And they were on a little bit of a hiatus. Who can blame COVID for that, or like whatever?
Because Taco Bell had a commercial recently about Saga, so I'm like, do you know something that we don't? Like,
I think they're gearing back up. I think the individual issues, if I'm not mistaken, have started to come back up. I like to wait for them all to come out, and I buy the omnibuses or the books.
He's not a true collector.
I like that. Buy them all at once for this one. No, because we're gonna get into Berserk, and I buy those trade paperbacks. But with Saga, I like to read like multiple at once because it's so captivating in my opinion.
I was gonna say that, like, normally I can just buy one issue, but with Saga, you're always like, what's going to happen next?
I can't wait. Really good at cliffhangers. Yeah. Really good at cliffhangers. Very.
So
very
they CW that shit.
I don't know.
CW is really good at cliffhangers.
You talking about the CW TV shows?
Flash, yeah. He likes the CW shit.
I do.
He likes Saga.
I definitely do not. No, Saga is great though, because it's like it's got a little bit of something in it for everybody. It's a little bit of I don't want to say Star Wars influence, but like it's in the stars.
It's sci-fi.
There's bounty hunters in it. There's a love story. There's
a lot of sex.
A lot of sex. It's
when he gave it to me, I was like, "What, Russell? You porn?"
The very first like 2 pages are a woman giving birth. But it's outlaws, it's people on the run, it's star-crossed lovers.
It's Cowboy Bebop.
It's got so much in it. There's literally a little bit of something for everybody within it. The art is absolutely phenomenal. It's definitely just one of the ones that I've been keeping up with for several years now. And they always just do a really good way of very similar to, in my opinion, like Walking Dead, if anybody reads that comic. The
Robert
way
Kirkman.
Yeah, the way Kirkman would...
He's going to come up later.
I'm only bringing this up, the comic. Have you read the comic?
Yeah, I've read the comic.
Okay.
I collected them too.
I've only bringing that one up because he was really good at like killing off characters in least expected times. Like you're reading and you're like, wait, did I just miss something? Like this person just died. He was really good at that.
Wait, you don't like Robert Kirkman?
He doesn't like Walking Dead as
No. I like the comics. It's just that when it became the juggernaut that it did, you have a lot of people that take the show to be canon, and it kind of devalues. Yeah, because they know more of the show than the book.
No, the book is no.
No, the book is popular, but you know how like with Marvel fans or fans in general, it's easier to see something than to go out to read it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "Oh, I thought so and so was canon." No, he's not canon.
Yeah. Oh, they're talking about Homeboy.
Yeah, I don't want to read it then, but it's so much better.
Yeah. No, the comic is.
Yeah.
All right, if we're talking about Walking Dead, the comic is way better than the show. Please, people, if you've only seen the show, go read that comic.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I haven't done either.
And I don't know if we would call that indie because that's Image, and Image is arguably
Indie.
Is it?
Yes.
Arguably,
No.
it's the third.
No.
Arguably, it's beaten Dark Horse. Okay. Arguably, it is larger. Arguably, there's DC, Marvel, and Image.
But how did they start?
As indie people. And stuff. But okay, well then we can't count Saga because Saga is Image.
Yeah, you can. I can. That's indie comics.
Why is that indie comics?
Because it's not of the big two, DC or Marvel. We're not talking about the big two here. We can talk about Image.
I'm the one mixing up my own thought process on that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We can't talk about Saga.
Whatever. I love Saga. I loved Walking Dead too.
I like Saga, Star Wars.
I brought up The Walking Dead to say that the least expected thing would happen in Saga, and it was like they would take very dark like twists, like characters you would be attached to.
No spoilers.
Very cute characters, and then like you just flip the page and it's just black.
Except for one, he was the MVP. I love that guy.
Which one? You can say the name.
I forgot the name, but he's like an otter.
The otter, bro. That's what I'm saying. Though you flipped. Oh no, you're talking about the
one that has the.
Yeah. He's Gus or whatever.
Yeah, he's an OG right there.
Oh yeah, Gus is good. He's he looks out for the tribe, the clan, the fam.
You spoke too much. Torn. Your indie comic.
If I had to just throw one out there, because I read even Valiant. Yes, I'm that indie.
I read Valiant.
Bloodshot. Before.
Wait, does Valiant exist anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Bloodshot.
Is Bloodshot still going though?
Yeah. Most of them are still going. I think they just wrapped up one run of Ninjak. Okay. But I want to say, and this isn't to join the bandwagon because I've read it before it became animated. Invincible. I feel like to me.
But that's Image as well.
I feel like it's better than Walking Dead.
I will agree to that. I'm not denying that.
I know people love the show, but the actual comic is very, very good.
Same thing as Walking Dead, though. Also Robert Kirkman, but it's very much way more twisted in the comic than it is in the show. It gets a lot more deep. You should definitely read the comic. Chris, I know you're not going to. You're just gonna keep watching the show, but you should read it.
Well, because I know, I think it's 4 omniverses, but
that's 4 right now. Yeah.
When I read it, it's like Saga. I just couldn't put it down. I just kept going and going and going and going. And I was like, man, especially when he said this isn't a comic, the tagline, this isn't a comic book or a superhero book. It's like, oh, he's right, because it took that turn and never went back. It was just like, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. It took me a minute to get into, not to get into Invincible, but it took me a minute to actually pick it up. Like I had heard about it. I had some friends that told me about it. I had read a little bit about it.
Bloodsport.
No, Invincible.
We switched over to Invincible. Come on, keep up. But it took me a minute to actually pick it up and read it because it just seemed. Anytime I just glanced at it, it just seemed like it was ripping off other stuff.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just ripping off, but poking fun at it or whatever. It just, I was like, I don't want to read something that's the same as all this other stuff or whatever. But it is not. It is not the same of anything. It's definitely its own thing.
Well, because I know that's when we talk about indies, I know for Valiant, some of the fans will say, if you think it's a superhero story, it's not, because these are the characters that are very tragically flawed. I always forget the name of it because it's a weird name, but it's about people that have psi powers, that the main character is a druggie. And you're like, oh, he can't be on drugs. He's a superhero. No. Then that's what I love about indies. They take something and they distort it, and you're like, oh my God, I haven't seen this. Of course we have Iron Man, Demon in a Bottle, but, he gets a little better at the end. But these characters, no, they're flawed, and they continue their flawedness.
They're very selfish characters and stuff. There's only it's very minute in the main two that of them having characters or storylines of that, and even then, normally there's like a redeeming story or a redemption factor or something like that. Booster Gold is one that comes to my mind though. He's very egotistical and flawed in that manner, but like everybody within Invincible, for the most part, other than maybe Mark, has major flaws, and it's not just being drug addict. It's not just being egotistical. It's other very real instances. Like Dinosaurus is a very interesting character to me within that, and he's kind of like a play off of the Hulk, but he like, I guess the true character or the true person would probably be the dinosaur, not the person, because you get him to revert by like basically boring the shit out of him. And that's how he goes back to like being a regular person. But just the idea of that character, how he thinks that he's doing the right thing for humanity as a whole every step of the way, but like just really kind of fucks us over.
See, I don't want to give spoilers.
It's not really spoilers.
No, I'm talking about my character. I don't want to give it away, but this man was the best character. I'm not going to say who it is, but he's up there with Lex and Tony Stark.
Are you talking about the head of the other race? I don't want to say.
I'm talking about, when I say his name, it's like, oh, but he's a genius as well. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but that man, he slaughters.
Big brain dude?
I don't want to spoil it, Russ. Chris
so that's big brain dude. All right. Okay.
No, not him. I know he's
not him.
No, but remember when him and Mark finally get into it?
Right.
Hey, I know your weakness, bro.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
I'm out of here. But before we go, The Valiant. Did you see the movie? Because they made a movie about your character, Vin Diesel.
Bloodshot.
Hey,
yeah, Bloodshot. They made
I don't want to get canceled. I don't like Vin Diesel, bro.
Why would you get canceled? The Rock doesn't like Vin Diesel.
No, they said Vin Diesel's a great movie. It's all about family, bro. Man, get that Fast Furious out of here.
Too fast.
Not all of it though. I haven't seen Bloodshot yet though. I wanted to see that movie. It wasn't good.
I don't know.
I hadn't seen it yet. You saw it?
I'm not gonna watch it.
I didn't see it. I
just because you don't like Vin Diesel.
I didn't like the look of it either.
I thought it looked cool. I still haven't seen it yet.
I mean, cool. I guess at the end, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, I'll watch it and come back and be like, oh, it was Vin Diesel movie.
But so
it does seem like Riddick. I will give you that. It seems like another Vin Diesel Riddick.
Oh, I forgot about Riddick.
Riddick.
Riddick. So we have Saga and we have with the Bloodsport. I'm gonna go with the comic that Russell introduced me to, and that's Berserk.
So you read it finally?
See, I read it, and I'm intrigued. There's only like 5 issues right now. I only have 5 issues. I only read 5 issues. I don't have. I think it's the 6th one coming out.
Not for like another month or so.
Okay, so I only read the 5 issues.
It's slow to come out right now.
It's interesting, but also what I love about it, my boy Lee Bermejo, he does the artwork for the cover photos. Yes, awesome. But the storyline as it goes, I mean, honestly,
that's fantastic.
This is like Terminator meets
Berserk,
Hercules meets Wolverine. There's another one that I had on
all that. I think it's my best way of putting it. This is what I described to you. To me, it's Wolverine, Vandal Savage. I didn't get Vandal Savage. I understand. Just because he comes from
but that's
Hercules.
I say Hercules more than Vandal Savage.
No, it's mostly Wolverine and Hercules, but I just say Vandal Savage is from like the era. He comes from the caveman.
Because he's not a bad guy. Vandal Savage is a bad guy.
So would he be like?
Well, I'm not saying it's not that. It's just
because he comes from the past,
and he's technically a more evolved person.
So would he be like God of War?
I never played those games.
Wow.
Well,
Kratos, not.
Kind of in the sense of. I mean, because Kratos is also, I'm not as familiar with that mythos, but he's a half breed, right? Like half god,
demigod.
So, he's a demigod, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't like giving away that he's a demigod though, because that is a big reveal. But spoiler alert, he is a demigod.
I mean, if you read,
it doesn't come out until the second or third book.
But still, if you read, I mean, okay, fine. But yeah, he's a demigod.
But they're about to make a TV show out of it and a movie, and yes, they might go a very different direction from the comics. But just in case they don't,
if they do, that's Keanu Reeves' fault.
Yeah, Keanu is for it.
We need to actually do a podcast about that because I've always had a debate. If it was already out as a comic for like a good 2 years, Is it spoiler if the comic ended and I read it and it's becoming animated? Like, does that mean I can no longer talk about it amongst my friends on Facebook?
I mean, that's like Invincible, yeah. Because Invincible was out for a while, and Walking Dead was out for a while before that stuff.
Yeah, those been out since like 2003.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know how people don't spoil it, but it's like, bro, like, I read this like 3 years ago.
Well, it's new to them. Just like Berserk. Invincible was new to me.
That's what I was gonna say. Berserk is new. Like, it got signed off for a TV show and a movie series at the time that the comic. They weren't even done with issue 1 yet.
See,
signed off.
That makes sense. But I'm saying, like, you know, like Russ, you've read it, Saga and Invincible,
right?
And Chris hasn't. So it's like, well, Russ,
I read the first issue or first whatever. What did you give me? Of Saga?
Saga?
Yeah.
The first one? It was the first book.
I read the first book of Saga. It wasn't for me. I was like,
There's something in there for everybody.
I got Star Wars.
But what I'm asking you, do you feel like because you're just going as adventure that Russ has to just you can't talk about it at all. You gotta stop. And like for you, Russ,
I mean, but that's the same thing as The Boys. Like, I've read a good amount of that as well. And that's been out for a while. Like,
I didn't read The Boys. I refuse. Okay, so
you and I have to like be. I mean, yes, in a sense, I guess it depends on who's in the conversation. Because when we're around Chris, you and I can't just talk about it. Same thing like we just did with Invincible. We can't I don't want to spoil about this character, but like this character's coming. Like,
so hold on. I don't want to read The Boys because I'm doing an experiment, and my experiment that I'm doing is the people that have read The Boys and the people that have seen the comic books, and this goes for anything. Like, if you're an original Star Wars fan and if you see the fucking sequels, like, it can go for that too. So I'm the experiment in the sense of like I want to be totally ignorant of the comics, and so far I like the TV show. So I want to see if
the TV show is going to be different though.
Right, but I want to see like I'm trying to debunk toxic fandom.
But would you go back to read the comics when the show is done?
I will go back and like.
He's gonna read the synopsis.
Right. Yeah.
He's gonna go back and watch Comic Story.
I'll watch Comic Story. Shout out to Comic Story. What's his name? The guy with the sexy voice. I'll go back and see that dude stuff. But
He's not gonna read it. No. I'm surprised that he read as much of Berserk as he did.
Well, because I like the artwork. Actually, I'm a huge fan. I'm actually.
It's fantastic.
If you guys know any original artwork for Berserk, please link down below or get at me because I want to buy some original artwork from Berserk.
See, that's what's great about Berserk is I picked up the first issue of it thinking that it was going to be a gimmick thing. Okay, Keanu Reeves is doing something in comics. He is a geek. Maybe like the TV show I read was announced on it in the movie. I was like, maybe this comic will start getting popular when the TV show and movie comes out. Maybe it'll end up being something. Maybe this first issue will like be something. If not, whatever. I picked up the first copy. Who cares? I read that first copy. Nah, I got hooked. Like now, I'm like looking up on my phone. Wait, it's delayed. God damn it! Like I'm trying to wait for that
seems
new
to be
issue
the problem.
to come out.
What's going on? Okay, so
shit's getting delayed.
Yeah. Okay, so this is an indie comic. IDW. The Last Ronin, Ninja Turtles. I'm starting to notice that the comic books that I'm into are becoming severely delayed. I reference Doomsday Clock. I was into Doomsday Clock. That shit took 5 years to fucking finish.
Yeah.
The Ronin, The Last Ronin, TMNT, The Last Ronin, that came out October of 2020. It's only supposed to be 5 issues. Here we are in January of 2022, and we haven't even gotten the 5th issue yet.
I mean, is it because of the pandemic that's going on, or is it
possibly? But
like you're working from home to draw this stuff and like.
Well, because I know like even online, well not online because we were still getting our stuff, but I think publishers weren't getting theirs on time. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I understand because I know sometimes like writers are like they take like 4 months. And it's like, whoa, bro, like I was waiting for this, but
or maybe no, this is taking way longer than that. The TMNT Ronin,
but there was no pandemic when Doomsday Clock came out. That took fucking 5 years to finish.
Yeah,
I think that people on that front, I think that artists, inkers, colorists, like whatever it is, I think that they're like contracted to do other projects. And it's similar to like movies. You got to figure out like, okay, I will have this schedule with this and this schedule with this, and like work it out.
I mean,
and what's actually selling the most? What priority do they put on things? Right?
Trust me, I know about waiting. I'm a Hunter fan.
That boy's still waiting.
I've gone almost 2 years without a new chapter.
Still waiting.
So you haven't gone through a lot.
I don't know what Hunter x Hunter is.
Well, he just said Hunter, and you said Hunter x Hunter, so you know a little bit.
But yeah, so the Last Ronin, I think that's my second pick for indie comic. What about you? You have another picks for indie comics?
I mean,
Could you consider?
We briefly mentioned The Boys, but The Boys is great. If we're gonna talk about IDW stuff,
Talk anything. All the indies, all the ECW.
A lot of people. This is a little bit controversial. All right, I'm a huge Samurai Jack fan. The Samurai Jack comics, I have every single issue and every variant of every issue, trade paperbacks. Some of them signed by the artist. I like those. Those are really good. Gendy Teravatsky does not like those. He does not think it fits well within his canon and stuff. They're not good. I enjoyed having something. I don't know. Like, it wasn't as good as the show by any means, but they were still good to me. And IDW has Ronin and like
the Ghostbusters storyline is pretty good too.
I haven't read the Ghostbusters
It's
one,
awesome.
but they get some good stories here and there as well.
Well, because I was going to say for my third, I love the regular TMNT. It really recaptured my lore because I remember I told you guys when I was younger, my top three, ironically, Batman, Spider-Man, and TMNT. And I love Super Shredder, but
Wait, no Superman?
it took into Man of Steel for me to love Superman.
How dare you say that you like? Okay, I have beef with him now because how dare he say he thinks Man of Steel is? Oh, we're going off tangent here, but still, he thinks Man of Steel is a great Superman film when you're not even a Superman fan.
No. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I can't say he's in my top 5 at that point. But I did watch the animated series. I did read some comics because even in middle school, I was one of the first people in my little circle of nerds to say, you know, Superman can be Goku, right? And everyone clowned me, laughed me out the room. I didn't know anything, but we know who will win, right, Russ? We know who.
As of right now, Superman.
But, you know, I've grown into it, but I love Superman, and I love Lex. Now, not to get a tangent on...
Cora, chill out. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
No, that was Superman saying shut the fuck up.
I just feel like his rogue gallery is kind of like...
Who's Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't remember Superman's rogue gallery other than
Metallo,
Lex Luthor.
dude. That's like
Lex Luthor and Doomsday are arguably the only
Darkseid.
Darkseid, yeah.
Darkseid, okay.
Metallo. You know Metallo?
Metallo's cool, but it's like Parasite, Livewire.
Oh.
I
Mr.
think
Mixoplick.
I mean, out of those, I think Parasite's more recognizable than any of the others for the general fans.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Or Zod.
You say, oh, I love Zod. Knew
Right.
before Zod. I mean, come on.
Mr. Mixoplick.
I can't.
Mr. Mixter Piddlewicks.
The fifth
Mr. Mix.
Mr. Kennedy. Oh, he doesn't know about
Kennedy.
that. He doesn't know about that.
But yeah, in terms of TMNT, I just love how it reignited my love for them. I love what they did with the Shredder, especially what they did with Splinter, because that man takes a turn that I didn't think he would do.
Are you talking about the original comics?
No, they redid them, or let's say revised them, updated them. Thank you. And the run has been going on. We even got the female turtle back.
What?
I forgot about that.
Okay, I haven't read the Turtle comics.
But if you-
I'm only reading Last Ronin.
You should read.
Wasn't she a human that turned into a turtle?
Yes.
I don't
didn't
know.
want to spoil it, but
That's not spoiling it. That's old too.
That was from the cartoon, yeah.
wait, in the cartoon, I thought they just found her. No, not the cartoon, because I remember when she showed up on the live action show where there's a female turtle.
action.
I remember because they Power Rangers in space. Wink, wink, Walker, but Power Rangers in space.
Yeah.
Could we consider... What would you consider the Dragon Ball Z manga?
I thought about that.
Wait, is it an indie? Because it's.
I wouldn't say that's really.
Isn't all anime? I mean, manga indie?
Well, in Japan,
I mean, it's all done by it's all done by independent, but it's all put out through like Shonen. Not all of those. That specifically, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter. That's all put out by Shonen Jump.
Because it's Shonen, the number one. That I mean, because I'm not. No offense, really, accustomed to the culture, but at one point I thought that was the biggest magazine for
anime. It is.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I think it still is. I'm pretty sure it still is. Well, now there's also different magazines within Shonen.
Yeah.
There's Shonen Jump and V Jump, which is still a part of Shonen.
The Shonash Ravine.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's I think V Jump is like the more adult Shonen content.
One that would
I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
it's not Shonen, but Chainsaw Man.
That's really popular right now.
Chainsaw Man.
And I don't think that's through Shonen, no. So
I mean, would that count as indie? But
but almost all manga is done by independent artists.
Yeah.
So like that is hard to kind of say. I mean, arguably, Oda, Akira Toriyama, and Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho. What's his name? Tagashi. Those are just 3 examples. There are a few others, but arguably they, I guess, wouldn't be indie because they have their own companies behind that shit as well. Akira Toriyama specifically.
Where was Studio
has
Ghibli?
Bird Studios. Studio Ghibli is basically like the Disney of Japan.
It shows.
It's kiddie stuff, not like kitty stuff, but like, well, yeah, it is
Kawaii.
but those aren't mangas. Those are specifically movies. But yeah, no. So some like those, like Akira Toriyama has Bird Studios. Like he has his own company that technically owns Dragon Ball rights, and then there's like not subsidiaries, but there's different companies that own different rights and aspects beyond that. So like Shueisha does publishing, but then if you look at Viz, that's American publishing, and then like there's Viz America. So it's like there's different like levels and shit to it, and like what they do.
I'm pretty sure there's some kind of commenter out there that's looking at his screen and being like, "You guys forgot to mention so and so. You're only mentioning those shows or those comics because they have TV shows, not Saga." But comment down below what
Saga
your
doesn't
favorite.
even want one.
Comment down below what your favorite indie comic is. And before we go, we cannot let the our boy Spawn. I'm on the Spawn thing. I don't know what he's doing right now, but Spawn is I'm collecting the first 10 issues of the Spawn. So far, I have 1, 2, 3, 5, so on. I have like the first 10 issues almost done. So I'm recollecting Spawn because Spawn, I think, is the first breakout indie character. Can we say that? Can we say that?
Yeah.
Wiz Comics, Shazam? Come on. I mean, that was like a 19...
You have the Max.
The Max.
Oh, the Mask.
The Mask called Dark Horse. That was crazy.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you know what?
Actually, which one did come out first? Mask or Spawn?
Damn.
It had to be Spawn because Spawn was 92. Yeah, 92. Mask came out maybe 91, 90. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know which one came out first.
But yeah, we don't want to let go of Spawn. Spawn, I think, is maybe... But Spawn was the breakout indie character. Besides the big 2, Marvel and DC, Spawn was like the huge one.
People were definitely...
It got its own movie back in the 90s.
And in addition to that, definitely sparked people on like wondering what was going on with Image, and like that's when people really started getting into like the writers and stuff, and like who was actually behind these characters, and they started looking at the other stuff. So yeah, it definitely launched a whole new outlook on comics.
The chair recognizes Torin.
No, I'm trying to find out which came out first.
I almost feel like it's Mask, honestly, which is odd.
Well, Mask is Dark Horse, Spawn is Image, so...
I mean, those are
Because
still...
the film came out in 1994, which would mean it might have to be...
Mask would be older.
Late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah. Which, I mean, still Mask wasn't as popular as Spawn.
Right, it's like Spawn's like the breakout character that was like, whoa.
Oh, it came out 1987.
Yeah, so Spawn.
It's as old as
Mask.
me.
That's interesting.
So, Russell, what do we got to give away this week?
We got our Black Adam over here. Awesome figure, and we do have the box for it as well. If you guys get us up to 100 subscribers, we will be giving that away. Our subscribers went down because we had to start up a new YouTube page, so help our new YouTube page grow. I will talk more about that later on other platforms if you guys haven't heard while we're starting over. But yeah, so if you help us get up to 100 subscribers, we will be giving away this Black Adam. All you got to do is like, subscribe, and comment on any of our videos, any of them right now. And we're dropping like old videos at the moment at the same time as new videos, so you got lots of ample opportunity to win this bad boy. And in addition to that, we recently just did a giveaway of some comic books on our Instagram. We're up to 500 followers on there. And the next giveaway... I feel
like the issue 500, like a Spider-Man 500.
We will be doing more comic giveaways on our Instagram, so go check that out. We'll be announcing that soon if we haven't already announced it by the time this came out, because I don't know, and I'm the one that does it, so we'll get there.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you for all the love too. Don't think that we don't read your comments. We try to respond to you guys on Instagram.
I personally heart them, each one.
We try to respond to them on YouTube, and we try to respond to them on Instagram as well. But thank you so much for the love that we're having. We got some special shows coming up too, some live action shows that we're gonna be there, and maybe you guys can come out and keep the scene alive and come party with your boys. Torn, you gonna be there?
Yes.
Eating his vegan chicken and everything.
Oh yeah. We should mention that. The what's the next one that we have coming up? It's at St.
That's
Arnold's.
Your Boys. No, that Your Boys is before that one. We're gonna be hosting.
Well,
a panel.
I haven't got. Let's not announce that one because he hasn't announced that one yet. The one that is being announced, has that one announced yet? Should we not announce that?
I'm not sure either. But we were just been told.
We are doing
Spoilers.
We're going to be making some appearances if you're in the Houston area. I have
St. Arnold's Brewery the first weekend of March.
we will be doing a costume contest, hosting that, and hopefully another interview as well. Be surprised on what that interview is because we will drop that content.
You said the first week of March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the first weekend of March. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's also when the Batman comes out. The first weekend of March is when the Batman.
So that's going to be a busy day for us.
It is gonna be a busy day.
But then, yeah, we also might do a comic exchange and card exchange at another event. So we'll probably record both of those.
Your boys are out there, and we're working because we can't be without viewers like you. We cannot do what we are able to do.
Not to mention, I don't know how official this is, so I hope I'm not saying something wrong, but Comic Palooza, if you all are familiar with that, is also involved in the St. Arnold's thing, so we're going to be partnering with them again.
Russell is doing a Tom Holland thing. He's giving it. Kevin Fee's going to come kill us. But thank you guys so much for joining us here at Comic Cave Podcast. Once
Cut
again,
that part out.
comment down below and give us like and subscribe. Win this awesome Black Adam. He says Shazam, but win this awesome Black Adam.
I said Black Adam. I might have said Shazam the second time. I said Black Adam the first time.
He says Shazam. But once again, thank you guys so much. My name is Chris, along with my heterolike Mr.
Russ.
Along with our
Torn.
Until next time, what did you say? Bye.
Yo.
Yo.